The mic is working as expected. Okay, so today we're taking another round of Assassin's Creed Shadows Dailies, and it's gonna be another castle session where we have to farm the castles, corrupted castles. Tournament. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one apparently. But before we start, I wanted to check on what's gonna be like on trade today. Just wondering if there's anything good we can trade our animus keys for. So we have this cat, we have that wolf, we have mastery points. I believe this is deluxe edition gear. This one is new. Actually, this one is pretty cool. So whenever we throw a kunai, it's gonna explode in 2-meter radius. So this one is pretty cool. And another one for Naoya. So it's a legendary bow. Pretty good. I will probably get both items this week. Not sure about this cosmetics thing, but like, I mean, I don't see a point spending on this, you know. If you wanted to play Sims 4, you can just go and play it for Sims 4. And okay, we should start with a long grind of wherever we have to grind this week. Okay, so what we got? We're gonna start with, yeah, it's almost hell. It's too far from half season, so if I won't have enough of corrupted castles on the map, I'll have to wait for them. So in this case, I'll start with corrupted castle first. So I have 3 of them, 3 enemies here, 5 enemies there, and 3 enemies here. Okay, so I guess we will start with that one, just because it's 3 enemies. I really like when they spawn as like 1 enemy per castle, so it's like you just kill 1 big guy and you're like good to go to open whatever the corrupted chest is. I mean, they were trying really hard to make it like a fun way to expand the gameplay of Assassin's Creed Shadows, but it kind of sucked because the rewards that you get in those chests are pretty much useless, just like the lore of this game. But I mean, like, the rewards are useless, and I'm just doing this for the sake of getting the animus keys, because otherwise it's pretty useless. At least they're giving me more animus keys for completing those semi-weekly dailies, where it's like every 3 days you have to do all this boring stuff. I actually like this approach more, like compared to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you have to like literally log in daily. Like, I'm fine like logging in once every 3 days just to get it done and forget about it. At this point it feels more like MMO game rather than single player game, but it is what it is. And I'm always trying to do all this stuff as stealthy as possible, just because, you know, it takes a while when you're trying to kill all those enemies by playing as Naoya, and if you're playing as Yasuke, you have to kind of spend more time too, just because you have to literally brute force through the castle grounds, kill all the enemies and what's not, so it's like not faster option, not a fast option either. and also it takes some time to find all those guys. I'm pretty sure their positions are like pretty fine, but I still didn't really remember where they're located. So it is what it is. Oh, shoot, they're gonna spot me. No, no. Okay. Now I have to find... How many I got? I think I got 2, so I have to find 1 more. Okay. I can't wait for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced or wherever it's gonna be, just because I prefer older games versus those RPG games. I mean, I don't mind RPG games, it's just that at this point I feel kind of tired of them. Like, you know, we had Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, and now Shadows. And like, you know, at least in Origins you have a semi-decent story. Obviously it has a lot of cut content, but at least it was something. And here it's like, I don't know, I mean, maybe if I was like super accustomed to like Japanese culture and all that stuff, or maybe at least I did if I did recognize all the Japanese names, but you know, when I was doing my walkthrough of this game, it was kind of super boring just because I didn't know the names of all the characters, and trying to remember is like next to impossible for me, just because, you know, I just can't make my head around all those Japanese names. No offense to Japanese people, but like, you know, as foreigner, it's just too much for me to remember. And like when you have like, you know, 6 or 7 story with all those names, it's really hard to follow what's happening, and you're like just running around from target to target without even having an idea what's happening. And on top of that, you know, the game itself, like the structure of the missions and all that stuff, it kind of expects you to run back and forth, so it's even makes it like even worse experience. So yeah, cleared that one. So what I like to do once I clear out the castle is I just go to the top, wait for this red bar on the top of the screen to become yellow. That allows me to just use a fast travel to the next castle, so I can just kind of save some time by not trying to run away from the middle of the castle to the either corner of its territory. Okay, this one has 5. I'm just gonna skip that one for now, and I'll go to this one just because there's like 3 of them. Okay, so we got what we got here. We got that guy, we got the other one next, not too far from the first one, and I think that's it. Okay. And I believe this first one is located inside the building, so I'll just ignore him for now, because I just have to find the other one first. Since, you know, the chest is also inside, it means that I'll be going into that building anyways, so I'll just keep him as my last target for this castle. It really sucks that this gorgeous looking game is such a terrible story and like gameplay wise I can't tell that it's like anyhow better than Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah, maybe stealth is a bit improved, but there are still some edge cases where enemies manage to see you through the walls and all kind of stuff like that. It's a short guy. It just essentially it's my ability point. Oh. Now all we have to do is just find the remaining guy. He's probably somewhere in this outer area. I think I just saw him. Yeah. Oops. I have to just use my instant kill ability. Yeah. And now we can just go kill the last guy that was inside the main structure of the castle territory. So, how do I turn around? Also, I wonder what they're gonna do on March 20th when there's gonna be a live stream for this game. They're gonna do like an official celebration of the first anniversary of the game. And I would say that I have a bad feeling about it just because, they're kind of abandoning this game anyways. And I think that's the best decision they could do, just because, many people have started this game, but not many people are actually either still playing or did finish this game, so why waste resources on a average game if they can just allocate all those resources towards, I don't know, even remake of any other prior game is gonna work better at this point versus trying to resurrect this semi-dead game. Did I clear out all this thing? Yeah. Okay. How did I don't remember how I entered this castle. Like, how did they enter? There was like an open window somewhere. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna reuse the same technique of just going to the top of the building where I'm technically outside, so outside of enemy territory. And now I can just fast forward to... Okay, it's the last castle, so I'm still too far away from seasonal reset, so I won't get more castles for like another like 20 or 30 minutes. So it would make more sense to just, I guess, find all 5 targets at this castle versus waiting for a reset. Okay, so one is here, one is there, and yeah, I don't see any other corrupted samurais or whatever they are. Yeah, okay. It's pretty interesting that they attempted to, you know, add more stuff into this by game, and by this stuff they basically added what they meant by using like extra features that have been added to this game is that they pretty much added all the basic moves from prior games, where you could just like grab an edge of ledge like on any height whenever you drop from like some high point of the building or something like that. Like, you know, you're able to jump now without moving. So, you know, it's just pretty much all the old stuff that was available in older games on day one. So all this advanced parkour is, you know, just utilizing old mechanics of older games and just adapting them to this new iteration of Unreal Engine that is used in that game. What if we'll find like that's exactly what I was looking for. Just replenish my instruments, because they're pretty helpful when you're trying to just kill someone from a distance, one shot. So there's another guy here. He's alone here, so we can just probably do this. How many I got? I think 2? 3 more to go. Okay. So we have to find 2 more guys, and I am on edge here, so he's probably not there, but somewhere here. This game looks gorgeous, especially when it's like rainy or like those heavy water effects on the screen. Looks even more realistic, but sadly, as I said, the game kind of sucks otherwise. Okay, it's gonna be a bit of fighting there. And actually, yeah, I found this weird bug where whenever I fast travel to whatever place, once in a while I see cards that are like just laying down like this. So it looks like, they're kind of tired of this game too, so they just decided to lay down and do nothing. I mean, they do have some kind of knock-off effect on them, judging by the UI, but you know. Okay, one more to go, I think. Unless I'm counting. No, two more to go. Okay. At this point, I'm not sure where to look for them. So I was here, I was there. Either like this side and middle, or so we found that guy here, but there's one more somewhere. Or yeah, I have no idea where the last guy is. Okay, it's probably gonna take a while. Sometimes you can like see that bright shiny guy from a distance versus like trying to, see the glowing silver orb thing. So I was wondering if that's the case today. Doesn't work.
Come and fight! Come, we need your help. We're powering! What? For you.
How did he see me in that small bomb? And why I just can't use my stealth of that guy? Yeah. Still no corrupted samurais side. I don't know, should I just go to the outer area and just go closer to the edge, because sometimes they're behind the buildings and you can't spot them too far away anyways. Okay, great, now I'm just outside the castle, so I'm just gonna run around using this mechanical horse and hope that I will just see him from a distance. No, I'll get back to the castle using either side. Seriously, it was like right here. Yeah, finally. Now, I'm pretty sure we're close to reset now. Yeah, we're like halfway there, so since I'm on edge, it's gonna be easier for me to go up there and just fast travel to this location versus like going through all those enemies to the main building of the castle. Just gonna use fast travel there. Here, you're like 14 meters away, so you can just probably use this, go inside, and just hope that there are not too many enemies on lower levels. Shoot. But how did he? What's wrong with him? He's not doing like wearing a plate at this point. It's super weird. He's supposed to be dead after using that ability to pretty much eliminate as if it was stealth. Why not? Okay, another useless gear. Animus keys and 3 gold. Gold is probably the only useful resource there. But like literally like 2 months ago or so, there was like a bug in the game that people exploited really hard, and it was basically about running around in circles. And for certain people, I guess it depends on like a hardware configuration or something. For certain people, just running in a circle would generate those gold bars just for running. So it was obviously a much faster way of getting gold versus doing anything in this game. Finally out of sight, so we can just, I guess, go to the tournament for next and do this boring arena-like stuff just to get more animus keys. I mean, the combat mechanics are pretty decent in this game, but you can do only so much when you have good graphics in combat, but not, how you feel the world with all the activities and stuff, especially when storage just sucks. probably should use my abilities more often because I'm not really spending any ability points. I just got used to just do this counter attack and just attack after. I hate those ninjas just because it's really hard to parry their or dodge their um, instant attacks. Okay, these two dailies were like the longest and the hardest part of this week. So we have 3 more, I believe at this point, dailies. So we have to kill. Okay, we have another border one where we have to kill 20 thieves. One DLC daily. One that it just like takes like a minute or so to complete. Okay, so we just have to. Well, okay. It's too fast to say, and it's gonna take only 1 minute because it's definitely gonna take more just because we have to infiltrate the castle, go to that spot, and kill our targets. And we don't have fast travel to that castle. Alright. So. Yeah, having this daily where we have to kill 20 thieves is kind of sucks just because you're not really facing them in the castles. That's why I have only 2 out of 20, 0 out of 20. And you know, I spent so much time in the castle doing all those corrupting things and tournament. Although sometimes they do spawn in arenas, so you can kind of get a couple of them at least. And I hate when this happens where you have those weird textures that don't load instantly. Even though I have this game installed on pretty much overkill SSD M2 drive. At this point I have like 7000 megabytes per second SSD drive, so yet this game struggles sometimes to load the textures. Which is like another thing that they never reached, like fixed with all the updates. I guess it was not their highest priority, so. But I'm still glad that they abandoned this game pretty much. Although, probably, maybe, I don't know, but I would say there was a decent chance to kind of give this game like a second chance if they did finish making the rumored multiplayer DLC for this game. So if it was the case, it would be like a second game in the series where we have like co-op missions and stuff, because you know the first one was Unity, and Unity has like pretty big story too, but at least it has fun like multiplayer mechanics. Shoot, this guy is gonna alarm the guards. No? Maybe not that one. We have to pull this chest and we're good to leave this place. So I'm in the middle, I'm just probably going in that direction. And yep. Okay, so we'll probably go to this DLC island first, just because it takes extra step fast traveling to the island itself first, and then I have to fast travel as close as possible to my wherever random daily mission. Okay, surprisingly, it's pretty close. Usually it takes a while to get there.
It is relentless, unbearable.
I hate those things. Like I hate those. I hate this location only because they did add too many encounters that are like, you know, you're being attacked. You have to react really fast to avoid being attacked. And I don't mind this mechanic, but it was done much better in Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is like really old game that was from PS3, Xbox 360 era. I believe
I
it was
can't get
developed
past it.
simultaneously with while they were working on Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and it was more like a connecting point between Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed 4 and Assassin's Creed 3. Okay, so now I have to. There's just too many of them. I can try to do this, that, and probably they won't spot me. So
Cut her down!
put this chest real quick.
She must die.
Seriously? Awesome. This game has crashed. Yeah. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, now I have to figure out why there is no image. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at this. It seems like I have to restart my capture card, so it will be like something that would interrupt the stream. So at this point, I believe that the better course of action is gonna be just finishing the stream for Assassin's Creed for now. I mean, there's like only 2 missions left, and they're boring anyways. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.